Barcelona. Come on, nice win. Imagine if we had dropped points in this game. Madrid fans were quietly, silently watching this game, observing the game. Immediately, Real Oviedo scored. They were all happy. Imagine if we had dropped points in this game. We have been praying for Real Madrid to drop points all this while, only for us to find ourselves in a situation where we almost drop points in this game. Come on, kudos to Flick Ball, kudos to my boys. Nice game. Now, for me in this match, my man of the match goes to De Jong or Araujo, even though Eric Garcia won the man of the match. For me, these two players stood out completely. Somehow I will give it to Araujo because he finished the match. He started and finished. Then for De Jong, he came on and changed the dynamics of the game. His introduction was the reason why we won this game, because in the first half we weren't really clicking. We had some shots, especially Rashford. We had some shots on target, but things were not really working out for us, especially in that middle. And Casado was somehow the problem. Forget about the error incident, the blunder committed by the Joan Garcia. For me, I blame Casado partly for that error. But aside from that error, Casado was not really good in that middle. Tonight wasn't his night. He was having some loose touches. He wasn't completing his passes. Like, he was giving away the ball too early and too quick. And then that blunder happened. And I blame him partly for that error because Joan Garcia, somehow had gotten in control of the situation. He came off his post, cleared the ball. He was now completely in control of the situation. Now he saw a space to drop the ball for Casado. But my problem with Casado was that he was not, very much at alert. He wasn't expecting that ball. He was somehow expecting the ball, but he was expecting the ball to come rightly on his feet. My problem was his countenance. He was not really active, expecting the ball, knowing that this is a goalkeeper and probably may not even deliver a good pass. So he was not really at alert. If not, he could have got his legs on that ball. And then it became a loose pass and, Real Oviedo punished us from that situation. But aside from that, Casado, had a very horrible game in the first half. And immediately he was removed and then De Jong came on. The game completely changed. And for Joan Garcia, aside from that error, it was actually a good game from him. He was really solid in that goalpost. But that error was actually a stain on his slate. And he actually got a 6.4 rating in this match. A very low rating. That error was really, really bad. And we could have dropped points because of that goal. And Eric Garcia was named the man of the match in this game. He was equally solid. Replaced Koundé perfectly well in that flank and got the equalizer. The fact that he followed up that ball was really commendable. Some people would have actually lost hope, but he followed up that ball and made sure he slotted it into the back of the net, and we equalized. That was really great from him. So I'm not surprised that he got the man of the match in this game. Then Araujo, for me, just like I said, one of my picks for the man of the match in this game. Araujo getting his first start of the season in this match was very much solid. Very solid. Like, Araujo was just on point in his defending today. Very much on point. He was really solid. Really solid. I was so much happy with Araujo tonight. And remember, the equalizer came from Araujo. Araujo was playing as a left winger. He was the person that delivered the ball to Ferran Torres, who did a kind of a rainbow flick and then tried to shoot it on goal. Then the goalkeeper vomited it for Eric Garcia, who followed up and made sure the ball got into the net. So Araujo was very much solid. And then he also scored from Rashford's corner kick, a fine order. And that was an assurance of 3 points for us in this game after he scored that goal, because the 2-1 lead was not really, solid. Where Oviedo could have still gotten back in the game, probably with a 9-minute goal. But that header, that third goal, sealed these 3 points for us. So for me, he's one of my picks alongside Frankie de Jong for the man of the match in this game. Then Kubasi also had a good game. Martin also had a good game. Both had kind of a quiet game. Today, I wouldn't say Martin had the best of his games. In his last match, he actually played better than he played today. There were some loose touches, like certain things were not really working out for the team in general, especially in the first half. And Martin were one of those players that were having loose touches, losing the ball, giving the ball away indiscriminately. And he had a good game, but not actually as flawless as he was in the last match. Now, Casado was really the error we had in the first half. He was having a good game, but not, at the level we wanted him, and it affected us. Our creativity comes from that middle, Frankie and Pedri, but he was replacing Frankie and could not replicate, could not, operate on that same frequency. So it was more of Pedri bossing that role, and he was easily giving away the ball. You saw what happened when Frankie de Jong came on. Frankie, controlled that middle better than Casado did. And Pedri had now, a lot of space to move in and, create chances. So it wasn't the best of game for Casado, even though he got a 7.0 rating, just close to 6.9. Then Pedri, as usual, no introduction. Pedri had a good game. And immediately Frankie came on, he now had a free role. He was able to move into spaces, try to create chances, get more free in the match. Because with Casado in that match, Pedri had a lot of job to do. He was also trying to cover up tracks for Casado, and it was just too much. But immediately Frankie came on, it became quite easier for him, because Frankie is as good as Pedri, and the midfield became very much stable in the second half. And you saw what happened. Rafinha, had a good game, not the best of his game, and I was really surprised when Hansi Flick subbed him off in the second half, bringing on Lewandowski. Yes, Doski is good, but subbing in Lewandowski for Rafinha looked like a joke to me. I was like, what is Hansi Flick doing? But then it paid off. It's paid off. I was expecting him to probably take off Ferran Torres, or probably Dani Olmo, or even Rashford. But taking off Rafinha was really a lot of balls for Hansi Flick, and it paid off. Dani Olmo had a quiet game, not his best and not his worst. Then Rashford had a good game. Honestly, Rashford was the best player in the first half. Rashford was the best player in the first half. He had about 2 to 3 shots on target in the first half. He could have easily grabbed the goal in the first half. That goalkeeper just denied him all his attempts. And in this match, he grabbed an assist. 5 goals and assists for Rashford this season. Not a bad start for him this season. And surely he's going to add to those tallies. And in this match, he got an assist. The fine corner he delivered to Araujo that got us the third goal. Then Ferran Torres had relatively a quiet game, even though he was involved in the equalizer, but it wasn't just the best of games for him. He hardly found himself in spaces where he could actually put Barcelona, in front. It wasn't just, his day. And then when Lewandowski came on, he moved to the right wing. Rashford, switched side, and Doski, just within 4 minutes on the pitch, from De Jong's cross, found the back of the net with his header. And you see Lewandowski, Doski is still very much important in this team. And the fact that this is Doski's last season at Barcelona worries me a lot. We still don't have a perfect replacement for Doski. Yes, Doski has not been at his best, especially, for the past 2 seasons, last season and this season. He has not been at his best. He has not been really sharp, but Doski is still Doski. You saw what he did in this game. Just, a few chances he got, and then he put us ahead in the game with that fine order That is what a number 9 does for you. And surely we are going to miss him. We are surely going to miss him. And hopefully, Barcelona tries their best to make sure he gets replaced, because we cannot fully rely on Ferran Torres. We cannot fully rely on Torres. We need a proper number 9 like Lewandowski come next season. Then De Jong came on and had a masterclass. For me, equally one of my picks for the man of the match. He changed this game for us. When he came on, I just knew that yes, we are going to have stability in that midfield. And whenever we have stability in that midfield, surely winning that game will be assured, because we build from that middle. We create chances from that middle. Once our middle is stable, that game becomes easy. And you saw what happened. Kunde came on, Christensen came on, Bernal also got some minutes in this game. And that was that for this match against Real Oviedo. And thank goodness we did not drop points in this game. If not, Real Madrid would have been the happiest fan base tonight. But then we are still 2 points behind Real Madrid. And remember, they will be meeting ATM in the weekend, the Madrid derby. Let's hope they drop points against ATM in that match. Thank you.